Hey guys, it's Zenith Darksky here, and Bleeding Edge, the new beta for it is this Friday, the 13th, spooky, and I'm going to be playing it, I'm going to be streaming it, and I'll have gameplay going up from the beta till when the game actually comes out on my YouTube channel, like I have been so far with just a few gameplays a week. They released the patch notes for the upcoming closed beta this weekend. We're gonna take a look at those patch notes, and I'm gonna talk about whether they've been listening, what I think of the fixes, what I think they still need to fix just from looking at the patch notes. Again, I haven't played it since the last beta, so I don't know. Maybe there are certain things that aren't detailed in these patch notes that they plan on fixing. We'll see. Anyways, we're gonna hop right into the patch notes analysis, I guess, right now. Okay, so they start off with, hey everyone, Bleeding Edge Beta is now available for pre-install on Windows 10, Steam, Game Pass, Xbox One, blah blah blah. They say, we've taken on board all the fantastic feedback you've given us since the closed beta and are happy to share the latest patch notes for the latest version of the beta, and they rely on feedback and everything like that. So remember, if you're playing this beta, a lot of people play betas just as a way to play the game before it's out. That's not what a beta is for. I mean, you can do that. Obviously, I'm positive they're sure that I'm positive they want that anyways, people to just play it because they need to test their servers and such as well, and that's another reason why betas exist. But one of the things about betas before they release, especially for a company's first multiplayer competitive game, they want feedback. Like, for sure they want feedback. So be sure to hit their forums and their Twitter and stuff like that with the feedback. Their Discord, they have a Discord as well. But first of all, we're going to start off with the performance patch notes. During Beta 1, we're aware that some players had issue with stability, lag, and frame drops. I didn't have an issue with that, but I did hear in the community about that. In the Reddit, in the Discord, I did see people saying that they had issues and it shouldn't be hard to run. And the game is not hard to run, but I also have a monster computer, so I don't know what they're running. So, and if it's just on Xbox that they're having these problems, that's another thing that you have to hope they can optimize the game better on their end, not really your end. Nothing you can really do about it. And so I get it. And the lag issues, yeah, we had a couple times where we had some lag. I think 2 or 3 matches where we had some bad lag. I think maybe 1 or 2 have gone up on the channel, I'm not sure. But either way, they improved game stability, which should result in fewer crashes. That's good. So they've listened to that feedback. Improved networking, which should result in less lag. Good. They've listened to that feedback. They've done what they can on their end to try to help the lag so far. Improved optimizations, which should result in fewer frame drops. There we go. Like I just said, optimization. On their end, they have to optimize the game to be able to run on consoles, because consoles can't upgrade unless you want to buy an Xbox One X. But I even heard some people on the Xbox One X had a few problems. And that's not everybody, because I know some people be like, well, I didn't. I have an Xbox One X. Bro, I know. I get it. But you're not everybody, okay? So, the introductory quest. They fixed a problem where completing match 1 would not register on the Welcome to the Jungle quest and unlock the knife board. Yes, completing a match will now register for this quest. I had that happen in the first beta. The alpha that I played in. I didn't get the knife board from it. The second beta, or the first beta that came out, not the alpha, first beta that came out, I didn't have the issue, but I know some people personally that did have the issue. That's good that they fixed that. I don't know that a lot of people were super complaining about that. I'm sure there were plenty of people that were like, I completed all this stuff and I'm still not getting a knife board. I could have just jumped straight into the game. What the hell? That's good that they're listening to that. Lever penalty. Okay, this is fantastic right here. Bleeding Edge is a competitive multiplayer fighter where working together as a team is vital if you wish to achieve victory. We understand how players quitting matches can be detrimental to your experience, which is why we have been reviewing our lever penalty system. Quitting in the middle of the game counts as a loss, and you miss out on in-game rewards. Additionally, quitters will incur lever penalty. So far, I just like that right there, too. Leaving the game counts as a loss. Some people really care about the win-loss rate. I don't really. As long as I'm doing good healing and stuff, I know I'm a good player, or I'm playing my role correctly, if I'm healing correctly and supporting as much as I possibly can. I can't carry the team as a zero cool main, and you can't carry the team as a DPS, you can't carry the team as a tank. Sometimes you can. It depends how good or bad the other team is too. Generally, especially in this game is not a 1v1 solo game, and I kind of don't like that, and a lot of people actually don't like that. They want the ability to be able to go off and have a 1v1, a quality 1v1, which is it's good for competitive stuff. It really is. I like that counts as a loss. I like that they miss out on in-game rewards like experience and stuff like that, because why would you get experience for leaving a game? You know, you're a puss. Don't leave the game. I get if you have to go to work or something, you know. For the most part, why would you leave a game? Don't leave a game. I hate that. If you watch me stream, then you know for sure I hate when people leave the game in the middle of a match. If I'm playing 2v2 gunfights on Call of Duty or something and you leave, or any team-based kind of thing, if you leave in the middle of a match, I hate you. Unless you had a reason to leave, then I could excuse it, but I hate people that leave in the middle of a game. You're a pussy. You know, the point of getting good at a game, the point of playing a video game is to get good at the game. If you're doing bad against a team, then figure out what you're doing wrong or what the team is doing wrong. Communicate that, or communicate it to yourself if it's your problem, and try to get better at the game. That's how you improve. I'm glad that there's a penalty. I'm glad that they don't get rewards or anything like that. Players with an active lever penalty prioritize matchmaking with other levers and are more likely to backfill into games with missing players. That's good. That way, if they leave one game, they're more likely to go into another game where someone left. If they left, that probably meant they were losing or something. So then they're going to go in there and they're going to be like, oh, this team's losing too. Yeah, fuck you. You left the game. Matchmaking with other levers. On top of that, since they're matchmaking with other levers, there's more chance for other people to leave. They'll understand that there's a problem with people leave the game. You're not going to win when a lot of people leave the game. So they'll all be leaving each other's games. It's hilarious. They'll be stuck in an endless purgatory of leaving people, and it's hilarious. This means by quitting a match before it finishes, you are more likely to join other matches in progress and less likely to join a match that has just started. Good. You are also unable to earn rewards while the lever penalty is active. Completing 3 matches clears the penalty. Ooh! So if you leave, you can't get 3 rewards. So if you do really, really good on the next game after you leave, you're fucked, bro. You don't get rewards. I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that. That only happened to me a couple of times where people left, but I heard there were a lot of people doing it to a lot of people. It just didn't happen to me very much. Connecting to games in progress. Changes have been made to the UI in-game to show players the progress of their team whilst they are connecting to a match. The screen will now show when the game is looking for another player. Good. Loading that player into the game. Good. That player is selecting their fighter. Good. This applies to games which have just started and games where players left or disconnected and the game is searching for a replacement. I like that because there were times that we were like, we're shit out of luck, and then next thing you know, someone would pop in and we'd be like, oh, nice, we did get someone. It would have been nice to know sooner. That way we could have been like, alright, you know what, let's give them this, retreat for a second, group up with this other guy, and come back as a team. In-game reward screen. Improved in-game reward screen. Players can now better understand how their performance in the match translates into in-game rewards. I like that, so I'm sure it'll be like, kills gives you this much experience, healing gives you this much experience, blah 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 blah. Because that was one of my complaints, is it seems like kills and stuff like that give you more rewards than actual support kind of stuff does. And maybe this will kind of alleviate that issue a little bit. It'll at least show me like, well, here you did 10,000 damage or 10,000 healing this game, so actually that gives you this much reward, or you killed this many people per game if you're DPS, or you know, whatever. I do like that. I just hope that they did improve for support characters and stuff to get experience too. Added mod parts as a reward from finishing a match. I'm very excited about that, because one of my other big things when complaining about the game was there's nothing to keep you going. There's not enough of a reward system to keep you going, keep you wanting to come back for more. Sometimes it takes a long time to level up, level up your character, level up your profile and everything. And so the mods and rewards and stuff that you're getting, they're just not hitting you often enough to keep you interested in getting more mods and in playing the game and everything. So I do like that. It's a reward for just finishing matches now. Added EXP, or what? Well, hold on. I like that, but I wonder if that means they're going to add a lot more mods and stuff in there, because it's going to be easy to get all the mods now. At that point, I would wager if you play enough this weekend in the beta, you could probably do it all in the beta. You could probably do every bit of it in the beta. Get every mod. Maybe not. Maybe they have some locked or something like that, or some that just aren't finished or in the game yet. I don't know. But I don't know. I do like that because they need more rewards. I think they need to do skins and stuff as rewards for finishing matches, or skins for leveling up, mods for finishing matches, and stuff like that. Maybe that would be better. I don't know. We'll see. Added XP awards to bonuses. Currency rewarded for leveling up both a player's profile and fighter are now shown. Good. I like that. Next, map system. Players are no longer forced back to the main menu after each game. When the countdown and the reward screen reaches 0, if enough players remain, they will automatically move into another match. So, if you just had a good game, stick around for a rematch. Hell yeah, I'm good with that. I'm very good with that because I didn't like having to go back to the main menu and re-queue every time. That was an issue. Me and Simphus, when we were playing together, we were like, man, if only we could just get right back to our next match. Sarcastically, we kept saying it. So I do like that, but I don't know if enough people are gonna read the patch notes, because there's a lot of people used to the beta now, so they might just back out as soon as the game's done. And I don't know if there will be enough people for that to even matter left over after every match. Hopefully people read the notes or watch these videos or something so they'll know. And hopefully someone else bigger than me also does a video on this so that more people will know. Because I know that I have a very limited community. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm some big YouTuber. I'm not. Hopefully enough people read that and know that so that that does actually help quite a bit. Audio. Added in-game music, experimental. Due to popular requests, we've added systems for dynamic background music, which will play during matches. This game is still a work in progress. This system is still a work in progress, and you can expect some bugs. Your feedback is essential for helping us improve this system, so please share your experience with the in-game audio on the forums. We are working hard to add more music tracks to the game. Cool. This music can be adjusted via a slider in the options menu. Moving the slider 0 will remove dynamic in-game music, but will not remove match start and match end music. Cool. That was a big thing. A lot of people were like, it's too quiet. It's too quiet of a game. I only hear noise when I'm fighting or when something's specifically happening. Power cells are spawning in. Circles are opening up. Blah, blah, blah. So I like that, and that means they are listening to feedback because that was something highly, highly requested. A lot of people said that. Some people said that was their only problem. Impact sound effects have been revamped for a more clear and punchier experience. I like that. That's cool. It's just a little cool thing. Workshop added the option to set your board customization to all fighters. I'm happy about that. That's something I complained about on stream. I don't think I complained about it in the videos that I've done yet, but that is something I complained about in stream. I was like, man, every time I want to play a new hero or try a new hero, I have to set their fucking board, you know, because I use Zero Cool, so he doesn't use a board, but all the other heroes, then I'd have to set their board before I went into a game, and, you know, I didn't like that, but that's actually pretty cool. Power cells. Reduce the number of power cells that spawn per group from 4 to 3. Reduce health of power cell containers so they break faster. I like the health. I don't like the reduction of the power cells. I don't like that, especially since it's just one. No, Ninja Theory, I don't like that. I don't know if that's some way to spawn it since the containers break or to balance it since the containers break faster. I don't like that. Sometimes power cell matches take too long. Sometimes they really do, because some people just don't turn in their shit. It's an endless cycle of passing power cells back and forth, and sometimes they just build up that way. It takes forever sometimes to end a power cell match. I had power cell matches that went on way longer than any domination match. I don't know if I like that, especially since it's just one. I would change that, but I'm not a developer. I just hope that some of the developers see this and, you know, see if other people have a problem too. Obviously, I'm not going to change it before the beta comes out. I think we're going to see some issues with that. I think some people are going to be like, well, it takes longer now. You know, power cell matches take longer now. Why would they do that? Parry. We're giving the parry mechanic a slight buff since many players reported the payoff did not correspond to the difficulty of executing the move. Enemies are staggered for longer following a successful parry. A successful parry generates half a bar of stamina. Fantastic. That is fantastic. I really do like that a lot. A lot of people, because I did say that I think one of my complaints was parry just doesn't do enough. Parry was never worth it to do. It was the same as if I had just evaded really good. If I evaded at the right time or really well, it did the same thing to me as a parry would. It bought me the same amount of time, opened the enemy up because they missed an attack, everything. I like that a lot, especially since it generates half a bar of stamina. It gives you a chance to keep moving, keep doing what you're doing. Also, as a DPS, if you're a DPS player, especially a Daemon, it gives you the chance to parry this guy, keep attacking. When he finally breaks through, parry that guy again and keep attacking him and keep the combo going, and it keeps it a lot more brawlier. It really raises the skill cap a little bit because it actually encourages parrying a lot more and encourages those long fights a lot more. We've also made a decision that only fighters with an evade ability can parry. This means Buttercup and Makuto cannot parry. The parry interfere with their unique defensive abilities, and since neither can be flinched by basic attacks, there's no clear benefit to them having it. I get it, because they don't flinch through the attacks anyways, it's fine. So I understand that 100%, that's actually fine. At first I was like, but no, that's okay. Makuto, buff damage from barging enemy into a wall by 25%. Cool. One of my big complaints about the game, about the beta so far, was I was saying that damage it didn't feel like people were doing enough damage. I was like, nerf the health, take down people's health, or buff damage, so that it feels a lot more casual in that way, because it just took too long to hurt people. I mean, League of Legends, you could be, you know, high level characters late match and 2 high-level characters against each other, and it still feels like one of you can kill the other one if you're just that much more skilled, very quick compared to this game. Unless you're like Nidhogger, who does a lot of damage anyways, then it's like, it felt like shit. It felt like you couldn't do any damage. That's coming from someone that's a zero cool main, so obviously I'm not going to do a whole lot of damage anyways, but I played some DPS characters and other characters too, so that was important. But that's cool. Cass. Rake damage increased by 10%. Good, that's another buff. Adjusted default mod for extra damage and replaced it with extra health. Cass sometimes could be a little OP. Fixed. Bug where enemies behind walls could be hit by dagger spray. That's always good. You don't want to be able to attack through a wall. Buttercup, new mod, defeat device. Enemies affected by oil slicks suffer negative 25% healing from all sources. I guess that would be interesting because when you throw the oil slick down, if there's 2 or 3 enemies that are in it, it really slows them down. It takes their healing down a little bit so that they can't just sit there and heal through the damage that maybe some characters are trying to do, because oil slick's one of those moves you do it and your team kind of gangs up on the enemies in the oil slick, and that's a good thing, that's a good move, that's a good tactic. If there's just a really good healer and you guys aren't doing enough damage, you guys aren't good enough or something, it kind of helps alleviate that issue, I guess. Mave fixed an issue where healing negation from cage mod was not being correctly applied to modded and stacked damage, because that cage was supposed to negate everything and it should do it correctly. So yeah. Fixed B-boy dance for Damon. Fixed B-boy dance VFX so they are interrupted when invading out of an emote. That's good. You should never have to sit there and emote and have to worry about completing the whole emote just because you want to be a jackass to somebody. Still, you shouldn't have to sit there and do the whole emote. That is good. El Bastardo fixed an issue where El Bastardo would cancel Tornado with melee attack at the beginning of cast without triggering the cooldown. Cool. Options and UI. General remapping ping system inputs now works as intended. That's good. Remapping you should always be able to remap if you want it to be something else. Disabled ability to cancel matchmaking for non-host players in the party. That's good. Profanity filter is enabled by default in the options menu. I'm a streamer, I don't like to see profanity in the chat. If it shows up on my stream, it could get me banned depending on what they say. It could get me banned for showing it. Yeah, bullshit, isn't it? Players can now enable or disable whispers properly via the options menu. Good, you shouldn't have to put up with people being able to whisper you and you not being able to disable it if they're sitting there harassing you. That's good. PC, adjusted lock-on default set to toggle on PC. I like that. I didn't like having to hold the lock-on PC. I would prefer having to just hit it once and not have to worry about it, so that's good. Not that I use lock-on a whole lot, I just kind of use its auto-aim system anyways. Added an option to switch languages via the options menu. Obviously, that's a good thing. It shouldn't be hard to find languages, you know. Updated key bindings for keyboard mouse ping systems. Alt-G, blah, 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 yeah. It doesn't really matter when they put different key bindings in for something for mouse and keyboard. If you don't like it, you can change it. You're on mouse and keyboard. You got plenty of keys to change it to. That's actually really good. Those are really good fixes. It seems like there are some issues that, you know, they haven't addressed yet. For the most part, they are listening to feedback, and that is fantastic, dude. That is great. I love it when I see developers fixing things, and they're fixing what people are complaining about. They're not fixing unnecessary stuff. Now, obviously, I understand bugs and stuff like that. Like, they fixed a few in here. Like the problem where completing match 1 would not register the knife board thing, and they should fix bugs and stuff like that. That should be a priority for them. A lot of places only fix bugs and they don't fix any issues anyone's having. They just are like, well, I don't like this, the developers don't like this, we don't like to see the game played this way, or we don't like to see this. Bro, you made a game where people can play the game in different ways, the way they want to. There should not be any issue with the way people are playing the game unless it's an exploit or something like that. But if a lot of people are picking Damon or a lot of people are picking this, and so you nerf him, some people don't pick him, that tends to be very detrimental to the game, and I'm very glad that they're not doing anything like that so far. It seems very, very much like they're doing what they need to do to keep this game supported, to keep it going, to keep people coming back, because they're addressing fan feedback. And I hope that they keep that up through the game. So far, I'm looking happy here. So far, this is making me feel very happy about the game. You know, I was worried in my review of the closed beta there, my feedback video for the closed beta, I was very, very, very worried. You know, some of the stuff would be an issue in terms of, like, will they support the game? Are they going to listen to feedback and stuff like that? Because I was worried. I was like, oh, man, so these are my issues with the game. Now I just have to hope that they fix my issues with the game, because if they don't fix my issues with the game, then the game's gonna die, because they're not gonna listen to fan feedback. Because they weren't just my issues. A lot of my issues in that video, I had some unhappy people comment on that video. I'm not gonna lie. I saw you. I see you. I have eyes. I have notifications on my phone. You dislike a video, you do anything on a video, I know instantly. I might not be able to respond instantly, but I know instantly. So I know some people were unhappy with it. But you don't understand. A lot of those problems that I had with the game weren't just my problems, or some of them weren't my problem at all. They were just issues someone else brought up, and I was like, yeah, that's not good. So a lot of these issues that I brought up in that video were addressed in this, and that's fantastic. That's very, very good. Like, I cannot be more proud of Ninja Theory right now for doing their first multiplayer game, and these are the fixes that they throw at us. This is a great start. Now, obviously, it's not always going to be up from here. It could go down, and, you know, it could be a roller coaster ride. This is making me more likely to stick with the game and play it longer, and, you know, it makes me feel like, okay, if I ever run into an issue, they'll fix it. I know they'll fix it. You know, if it's a big issue with the game and it's a game-breaking thing or exploit or a glitch or this or that, they're gonna fix it, and that makes me very happy to see. You want to see developer support for a multiplayer competitive game. 100% you want to see it. Blizzard very good about that with Overwatch. At first, it got to a point they started nerfing and buffing things just because they wanted to, and that's one of the things I complain about is when developers change things because they want to, because they don't like everybody playing this character, they don't like this or that. People want to play like they want to play. Let them do it. Just make sure that generally the game is fairly balanced for everybody. If everybody's picking Damon for DPS, or everybody wants Damon for DPS or Nidhogger, then let those guys play Damon and Nidhogger. I'm sorry that some characters don't get played. That happens sometimes. Not every character needs to be played. That's just the way it is. If you develop a character, I know you put time and money into this other character, but some people are still playing that character. Just other people like these other characters. And there's a meta. And sometimes League of Legends and things like that will change the characters for a meta, and I get that if they do it on a seasonal basis. I understand that to a point, but don't do it to an extreme, is all I'm saying with that. Because that gets very annoying when you're playing a character, they're very good, and they nerf the hell out of them. Not just nerf them a little bit to balance them, to fix the meta a little bit, but when they nerf the hell out of them just so they don't get used. For the sole reason that they don't get used anymore, or they don't get used as much. Because when they do that, that character never gets used again until they buff them back up. Because then at that point they've made them useless. So it's going to be a hard road, Ninja Theory. I don't know if any of the developers watch my videos. Comment below if you do. Hey, that'd be cool. I'll pin your comment at the top. It's very hard to balance characters. I know it is. I'm not a developer, but I played plenty of competitive games. I understand. But that's one of the roads you got to travel. One of the roller coaster rides you got to take. And we gotta nerf this guy. Well, we nerfed him too much. We got to buff him back up. But fix that stuff quick, because a lot of people won't fix it till they do the next update on the heroes and stuff like that. Throw some patches out and just fix that shit quick. If it's too bad, if it's too much of a change, fix it real quick, as quick as you can. Obviously, these things take time. Fix it as quick as you can. I know this video was kind of long, kind of rambly. Beta's coming up. I wanted to put this video out before the beta. I know some people don't understand the patch notes and understand what some of these things mean. You're giving you my perspective on the patch notes for those of you that actually cared about my review and stuff. And some of you saw that feedback and agreed, and you want to see it change. So some of you might be coming back like, okay, patch notes. This guy's talking about the patch notes. Well, let's see it. Let's see what they fixed. Here you go. One video, one big long video here, almost 30 minutes of recording. I'm gonna edit stuff out obviously, but still, it'll probably be 25 to 30 minutes still at the end of the road. I'll see you guys in the beta Friday. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Remember to like this video if you like the changes that they've made in the game. Like the video, dude, because they need to see that these things are, that people are happy that this is getting fixed, things are getting fixed. Remember to comment down below what you think still needs to be fixed, or any worries or anything like that you may have down below. Or if you're a Ninja Theory or Bleeding Edge developer, comment below and I'll pin your comment to the top. And remember to hit that sub button for more Bleeding Edge content, because so far it looks like I'm going to keep posting Bleeding Edge content. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and I'll see you guys Friday.